Welcome back to another episode of Uploaded and Unfiltered, the podcast in which I, your host Jermaine, interviews another content creator in regards to the journey thus far. Before we get started and I bring my guest on for the evening, I'm going to read her bio so we can get a bit of information, and then we'll be ready to have an awesome conversation. Now, before I get started, you know how I usually go off script. I did not realize that my 2-year anniversary for this podcast just passed. Like a couple days ago. Like I'm sitting there like just nose to the grindstone, just doing what I need to do, making sure I hit that weekly upload. And 2 years have passed since I've been doing this. So if I had an air horn right now, this is where I would push it. But yeah, I'll speak more on that later. But yeah, you got to celebrate your little wins that come up because it's always a fun time and it gives you an excuse to like wow out. So I will be doing that later on today. Without further ado, let me get into this bio and then we'll have our guest for the evening come on. And again, we're going to have a dope ass conversation. Jessica A. Ross, known as Mrs. Jamgood, is a mindset coach, creative director, motivational speaker, and happiness activation facilitator who helps purpose-driven leaders reconnect to their joy, confidence, and clarity. As a founder of Jamgood Living, she equips individuals and teams with mindset tools, team building activations, and personal development experiences rooted in presence and purpose. With a Bachelor of Science in Theater, Dance, Communication, and Marketing from Kennesaw State University, Jessica blends movement, performance, and leadership to shift perspectives and lives. She's a host of Jamgood News, creator of the Push Past the Pause Challenge, and a producer of a 5-part documentary series on purpose and presence. A wife, a homeschooling mom, lives the work she teaches, balancing leadership and family with joy and faith. She helps others push past fear and pause and into the truth that life is so jam good. Holy crap. I just bodied that. And without further...
Yes, you did.
Jessica, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Oh, hello. I'm so blessed and highly favored. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Jermaine, for opening up your podcast to me and my story. Hopefully people are encouraged and inspired by what it is that I have to share. I appreciate you for 2 years. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
I want to have a happy dance. Can I join in with you, please?
Real quick. I always do it. Hold on.
Wow.
I don't have any music, but... pat myself on the back. I learned that from somebody.
That's exactly right.
Oh, Jessica, again, thank you for doing this. I stumbled across you like I do most amazing content creators on TikTok. And what you were saying at the time, I was like, yep, that's exactly what we need to hear. The pushing past the fear and pushing into what you're supposed to be doing. So let me ask you, how did you get started in content creation and how does that all blend together to what you do now?
Love that question because it goes back so far. I would say I began content creation before it was a thing on MySpace or social media or AOL. I'm giving away my age.
Yeah.
But I started content creating when I fell in love with improv. I had a kind of troublesome growing up, and it was more dealing with like feeling safe in my own house or in my own home or with my own family. But I used improv as a way to control how people saw me. So I would be on stage. I'd be the person that you look at and I'd show you exactly what I want you to see of me. And that was the beginning of what I can see now is my content creation, wanting to be a specific voice in the world. How I got to TikTok was the idea that I was on Instagram and everything was happening. I had about 3,000 followers there. And what I saw was like, I wasn't getting paid for being who I was. Yes, I was being found. There were opportunities that were happening. I was getting some checks, but it wasn't directly from posting, here's some money. And everybody was like, well, TikTok's that space. TikTok's that place. And so I challenged myself to get on a TikTok, to learn this platform and to make some money by doing what I do anyways. Go live, share what it is that I have and share what it is that I know. And so I got there because I'm ready to say, hey world, I have this value. Exchange me money for it, please.
Yes.
That's where I'm at now.
That is awesome. And outside of TikTok, you did mention that you have a few things that you have started up.
Yes.
the Push Past the Pause Challenge.
Mhm.
Can you go into a little bit of detail on what that looked like and how's that going, or has it?
Got you. I definitely will. So the Push Past the Pause Challenge was what I actually had to do to go live on TikTok for the first time. I recognized that I was like studying, watching, getting this tip, getting that tip, getting this tip, but I wasn't actually making any action or movement on what it is that I said that I was going to be on TikTok for. And so what I realized is I was pausing, I was hesitating, but that mindset was a mindset that was focused on some kind of negative outcome or some kind of negative belief. But if I truly believe that life is so jam good, which is the motto of my company, Jam Good Living, which is a health and wellness support company. So, hey, I need to support my health and wellness by believing in my own motto. And that's what helps me push past the pause, because what it does is it reminds me of the power that life is so jam good. So regardless of what I put out, especially if I'm putting out my best, the good that I have, good's gonna meet me. And that made me feel like the Push Past the Pause Challenge, which was 31 days of literally trying different things to push me past the hesitation and the thoughts that I may have of how people may think or how it may be received, or are people gonna like it? Am I gonna get any hearts? Like all the things that can happen. And now I've transitioned the Push Past the Pause Challenge into the Push Continues. It's a mindset and a series that I'm gonna show me continuously using the efforts of act now, do it now, creating new habits and systems around really giving myself my own backing, being my own client. So yes, that's how it's transitioned, and that's where it is now.
It's awesome. 100% agreed with the pushing past the pause. There's this period of, and I haven't defined it yet, but I haven't really given it words, but that part of when you think of something that you want to do to the point where you get it, that little pause and that little fear bubble that's in between, I feel like it's always there. And anytime I get on the other side, I'm like, oh, I could have just believed in I was going to get it and I would have got it, versus putting myself through all that anxieties. I love that.
I've definitely realized that that's a thing. The fact that we over like hype the what if, and not in a way that's actually like helping us. So we basically use our imagination a lot of the times, and especially in this country, for what's the worst that could happen. So our minds are thinking, what if this fails, versus like, what if this is like a major success, and not even just like a major success because it's about to change my whole life, but what if me doing it, me showing up, is all the success that's needed? And that's what the Push Past the Pause Challenge taught me.
I love that. This is a perfect segue. No, we're going to do it. It's perfect segue into your confidence and your mindset in regards to the content that you're putting out right now. Like you said, you made the Push Past the Pause Challenge into continuing. What does that look like for you right now? How does it feel from when you first started? And where do you see yourself with this in, like, let's say 3 months?
I love that, because that's a multi-part question. Where I'm at now with it is very grateful to myself for showing up, because that was 31 days where I showed up and said, hey, Jessica, you did this challenge. You're going to show up for it, and you're going to meet the other side of it. It also gave me an opportunity to extend my team. So I now have a dedicated editor, because your girl was like, ooh, because there's a lot to do. And, I still be having to do all the things that life requires. So being able to stretch myself, and I've been a barter babe, you know what I'm saying? I'll do this for you if you do this for me. And I'm like, at this point, it's like, no, I'm going to pay for what I want. The guy, his name is Earl. He's from a wonderful company called Moments in Time with an with the N, and Moments in Time Media. And he gets my visions. I can say, hey, I want things to look like this. And he'll go, like this? And I'm like, yes.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that? He gets my vibe. And what it's given me is a confidence to just pull up my phone and record. Because at this point now, it's a conversation. The Push Past the Pause Challenge was me literally saying, go. You have to go. But now I'm in the motion of going, and it's easier to go once you've gotten into the habit of wherever you are kind of checking in, doing the things that content creation. It has led me to really giving myself the room to just create. Because now I'm not thinking about, okay, I have to shoot it this way because I want to edit it this way. I want to shoot it that way because I need this shot. Now, mind you, I get different shots because we're creators and we know we got to establish a shot.
Exactly.
We have to have a point of view. We have to have a high
Yes.
angle. Like we know these things because it makes it interesting. Not that we have to
Yeah.
straight talking videos, that works too. And that's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
my push past the pause challenge. Hey everybody, today is so being free enough to give my personality in that way and make it okay that that's where it's at. Like
Yes.
that's where it's at. And so in 3 to 6 months, I would love for me to document the progression of my systemized business. So I'm a mindset coach, creative director, and a lot of my content is usually just used to say, hey, I exist. I can be helpful because I
Gotcha.
want to be somebody's mindset coach. I want to be some
Facts.
corporation's internal leadership development coordinator and facilitator.
Mm.
Like I want to take people who are doing big events as groups and then
Mm-hmm.
be the person who helps them come down off that high and return back to even level, feeling good about themselves. Like
Yeah.
I want to do that. So me creating content and this push continues is really just going to be, hey, I'm full in on me. Come with the journey. Come on, let's go. Cause
Okay.
journey is where we're at.
Right. Exactly. Yo, that is dope. Like, I really resonate with the putting yourself out there because you're like, hey, I want to be your mindset coach. I want to help you get through the things that you're stuck with. I'm in the same boat. I realize I haven't said I'm a mindset coach enough and loudly enough. And of course, that's why you're not seeing the customers or the clients that you are seeking because you're not speaking out on what you do. And that is a good reminder. Even if you are a streamer or you make YouTube videos, let it be known. That's how people figure out who you are and get to your content so you can continue to do it and thrive. So thank you for that reminder. I appreciate it. So I'm going to circle back a little bit. We've mentioned it a few times, Jam Good Living. I love the name. Can you give the origin story of it? Like, how did you come up with it? And like, if you can elaborate a little bit about what you want to do with the business, I think that'd be dope.
Perfection. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Jam Good Living is a health and wellness company that started when I realized that my health and wellness was in shambles. I was living in California, which is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I was still miserable.
Mm.
I had everything that I said I wanted. I had a husband. I had a son. I was on the West Coast, like all the things. There were things that could be delivered to my door that would be illegal in other states. You know what I'm saying? And
I hear
things were
you. I hear
going
you.
great,
I hear
but I
you.
still was depressed and I didn't have a good self-esteem. I didn't have a good relationship with self. And honestly, I was looking at a lot of what I didn't have versus what I did. And so I recognized that as a pastor's child, I grew up in the church. My father, Gerald McPhail, who is a pastorpreneur, the person who, if you see him in person, you're like, oh my gosh, you're your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a image that I saw where somebody was just so willing to share the goodness that they knew. So he was a pastor because he found the good news in his belief and his faith in Jesus Christ and in God. And so he was willing to share it. So same with me. Once I started to see the difference in my mindset and then my life changed, I was like, oh, this is so good. My name originally is Jessica Elena McPhail. And so that's where the jam comes from, but also joyous attitude and mindset. So I made it a thing. But
Yeah.
Jam Good Living is me living as best I can, sharing all the good tips that I know and anything that can help your life also be so jam good. Now, Jam Good Living is trademarked and I'm excited because I do
Nice.
know that it is a movement. It's not just a company. Now, yes, do I do creative direction, meaning I can come into your corporation, help you build processes and procedures that allow for your life to be more easy as the CEO or the person running it? Yes. Can I come in as a facilitator for a big corporation like Coca-Cola when they're doing their onboarding for new people? Can I help them feel welcome and embedded in the culture? Absolutely. But the idea of Jam Good Living is really just to be a positive part of everybody's inevitable success story because it's inevitable. We're already going to be successful. So if I can play a part in any way, so that could be inviting you on to my show, Bright Lights Live, because now there's a platform to showcase you, the mindset coach and the person who has the show and all this type of stuff. Now I've just been a part of it. I just want to be a part of the goodness that's going around in the world. And Jam Good Living is a lifestyle. It's a mindset and it's my call to action to make sure that I'm leaving a trail of goodness with me, around me, behind me, and that I'm exemplifying all the characteristics. I have a son. He's 8 years old. He's watching me and I can actually hear him say stuff I say,
Yes.
and so it's even more a legacy that I want to leave of a
Hmm.
human understanding that divine is within and that when they identify with the goodness that they are, only the goodness of this world can come. And it also wraps the idea of anything and everything, and this will be good for me. So
Yes.
whether or not I see right now what it is, this will be good for me. And I would love to wrap everybody in the world, if I could, with a big old
Hmm.
hug and a reminder. I'm glad you said that because I want to be a reminder because everybody knows all this. We're internally the earth itself. So we know,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
we need to be reminded. And I would love to be a reminder and a positive part of your success story.
That is, yes. I need sound effects. There's the clapping one goes here. The air horns are popping off. I got fireworks for some reason. I don't know. That was dope. Yes, like it's wild because when you get, now I'm going to speak from my perspective and let me know if you agree. But when you get to this point in life where you realize that, hey, simple, if I think positive shit's going to happen. But when you get to that point, it makes it a little harder to interact with certain people. And for me, I'm still learning. I'm like, how do I get to the point where I see your stuckness? I just want to help with it versus it like upsetting me.
I was going to say, I definitely identify with the idea that it can get kind of difficult to deal with other people because what you realize is you're always having to deal with yourself. Because that's really and forever will be the only thing we ever are dealing with. Even when we're
Mhm.
standing right next to somebody else, we're still
That's true.
dealing with ourselves, how we're thinking, how we're moving, how we're understanding it, how we're processing it, how we're perceiving it, what we're assuming of it, what we're
Mhm.
identifying that meaning to be is, like,
Yes.
those
Yes.
things.
Yes.
It's all in us. And I would say that as I started to shift my mindset, now, mind you, I was molested growing up. I had a lot of different things that I went through in life that I had already decided life was going to be good. So
Okay.
I decided I wasn't going to be bitter. I decided I wasn't about to molest anybody else. I decided that I wasn't about to take away love because what I noticed growing up is like you can either be somebody who adds love to somebody's life or is the experience of love being taken. Those are the only two choices whenever you meet anybody. Now,
Yeah.
love could be a strong word, but I mean you just add or take. Like, like that's
Right.
only in terms of energy that we can do in exchange with each other.
Okay.
I want to be someone who adds. So I'm going to deal in love and move in love. And that is a definition that I have had about me since very young. But the
Hmm.
idea that my thoughts now are attached to that assumption, like I had to like take it all
Yes.
and make it a thing, like a one thing,
Yes.
a through line. And when I changed my mind, it was interesting because I actually had to take on new things. Like I had to become a new person. I became a surfer
Mm.
girl out in California. I taught
Okay.
myself how to surf. I got me a
What?
wetsuit, a little thing over my head, even the little shoes and gloves. I was out
That's
there.
dope.
Yeah, I mean, because what I realized is like when you're trying to become a new person, but you don't give yourself room to be new, it's hard
Yeah.
to adapt new thoughts. Like it's so hard to reprogram your mind. But if you give yourself a new kind of personality, a new trait, a new something, your brain is like, I'm open to new. So then you can
Hmm.
stuff those thoughts in the cracks while you're floating and learning how to
Yes.
be buoyant on the water, how to catch a wave. Like, I'm now learning how to catch my own feelings because I'm able to intertwine the newness of self with a new self to be new with.
Oh, I feel like everybody who's listening to this, go donate to Jessica because she just leveled up like at least 4 or 5 of y'all. What?
Yeah,
Damn.
you can
Okay.
donate a Cash App at Jam Good Living.
You heard it? Jam Good Living. Oh my goodness. That was powerful. This specifically, I didn't even, you're breaking my brain here. Surfer girl, like, hey, that's out of left field. But because you decided to take on a new personality, your brain is moving in a different chemicals are moving through your head. So as you're learning that, you can stick in the stuff that you're learning and it makes it a little easier. That is smart as hell.
Yeah, that's how you hack yourself. So I would say like any person who is looking to develop new habits, and I'm talking to myself right now because your girl needs to get back into my what I was doing. So
Yes.
we need to understand that taking on a new hobby, taking on a new skill, trying a new sport, going a new direction, home, brushing your teeth with your other hand. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff in a different order now gives your brain the like, oh, I'm new. I have to take in what this is because it's a seeking thing. So when you start giving it new stuff, it starts to seek. And then because we're intentional people, yes, we are, we now intentionally put in the good thoughts. One of the things that I do is I literally have an affirmations tape that I listen to every morning. Reprogramming my mind. Cause if I'm listening to all these shows, listening to all these music, the song can come on that I heard 15 years ago. Haven't heard it in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Every word and intonation, I will
Yes.
sing it with them.
Yes.
Same thing about our own brain. We'll store stuff, but we got to start practicing intentionally what it is. And so, yes, I will send you a picture of me as my surfer girl self because
That's dope.
it's still a thing. I still surf, when I
That's cool.
can.
Okay. Yeah.
But because it's a skill. Like once you teach yourself like that, I can catch a wave. I will forever be able to catch a wave. Like, you know what I'm saying?
My daughter I'm going to tell her, I'm like, hey, listen, we got to just get out there and do it. Cause she wants to go paddle boarding. Is that the one that you stand up on?
Yes, that's the one you stand up on.
This Sunday coming up, I think we're definitely going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'll just get in a little paddle boat next to it. No?
Do it too. That's where y'all can have that enjoyable experience and then use this as an opportunity. If there's anything that you've been wanting to correct about your posture of self, about your esteem of who you are, like any of those things, use the balancing of the paddleboard to give yourself the feeling of alignment because things on water, like I'm telling you, like I kayak, like things on water give you like that moving meditation, that ability to really sink in with the movement of things. Like you finding your balance on that paddleboard, especially every time you have to tell yourself to get back up if you happen to like fall, that is going to build the resistance that will last for your whole life, even though it's in your moment on the paddleboard, but it's a thing because now your brain is actually saying, no, I got to get back up. No, I got to find this balance.
True.
No, I gotta hold myself. No, I gotta engage my core. Like all the things that actually help you change, that could be a part of it.
All right. You convinced me. I'm going to do it.
Yay. I hope
I'm gonna
you
do
and your
it.
daughter have so much fun.
That's going to be, yeah. She's going to be like, you're doing what? I was like, yeah, I know. We're working on mindset stuff right now. So let's get it done. That is awesome. All right. Well, you bodied that. Let's go ahead and move on to lessons learned. Now, this is where I ask my guests, what lessons have you learned specifically because you started creating content? And I feel like you have a great answer to this. So I'm going to give you the floor and let you do what you do.
One thing that I learned from posting on social media is to just show up. Because social media gives you the opportunity to stand up on stage in the world. Now, who's in your audience? Who knows? And you don't control it. But the idea that you're putting what you have, what you want, what you need to feel, because a lot of times I'm solving my own problems. Bright Lights Live, which is the show that I'm doing, I created that during the pandemic so that I could have conversations because it was me, my husband, and at that time, my 3-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. So how do I get conversations and dive into other people's minds? Start an interview show. So a lot of times let the content that you're creating be a solution for yourself. And then those people who resonate with you or who are right coming behind you or right with you will then also be able to experience the solution that you are and that you're providing. So that was the lesson I learned, to show up and provide the solution to myself. So I'm coming whole as an additive and somebody who's supporting and being there during the success.
It's awesome. You said you started the show during the pandemic. Is that still running for you?
Yes, actually, I'm having my first episode of season 11 this coming Thursday. So it's like it's coming full circle. And one of the things that I realized also from content creation is just keep doing. Like just keep going. I have over 250 episodes of Bright Lights Live available right now on my Instagram. Now, why is it not on YouTube yet? I'm working on it. But like, it's one of those things. Just keep going. Like, you never know what's going to hit. You never know what's going to lead to an opportunity. I, on social media one day, was like, hey, I decided to take my son out of school. I yanked him out. Here's it out. And I literally just told the story. From that, I got flown out to speak at different conferences about educational choice 3 or 4 times now. Like, just because I was like, peace to school, and literally phone in hand, just talking to the camera.
Yeah. Yes. That's how, like, honestly, I think is the more creative you are in regards to what you want to do in the future, the more easily that shit shows up, because like that's so out of left field, but the creativity, like the way that it happened is a creative part. He's like, you know what? I'm taking my son out. I'm going to make a video about it. And that resonated with somebody who had enough pull to be like, you know what? I need you to tell this to another 100 people. What?
Literally.
Okay. At the time of was your following pretty big, or was it just like a random video that had like nothing to do with your content? Or I guess you talk about the family a lot.
Yeah,
though.
I talk about family now. I haven't been super big on, hey, let me tell you everything about my son. I'm not necessarily like don't follow me if you're trying to like see my son. Like, you will occasionally catch him in stories, but that's not what that's about. I would say I maybe had like 2,000 at that time, or about 2,000, because I had been working on Instagram and stuff like that, and literally like just posted a video. So I have a friend who does parenting like thing. So his name is Dad Vlog on IG. So he's a Black creative, really cool person. I would love to like link y'all up. But like literally was talking to him and I was like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, moving into this space. I'm homeschooling and everything. What should I do? And he's the one who gave me the great idea of just start in the middle of the story and talk.
Nice.
And so literally this one here, which doesn't even have a lot. It's like 1,532, but I've literally gotten paid from it. Ed Choice is the nonprofit organization that flew me out. I went to Austin. I went to, where was it? DC.
What?
Right. I mean, talking about and school choice and being brave enough to say, hey, this school isn't teaching my son to his ability, only to his age range. And that's not it. That's not enough for me. I want my son to have better, do better. And so I did it on my own. But like literally, it came through content because I talked to a person who like has lots of followers. He knows what he's doing. He's great at storytelling. He puts things together, and his is about his family. So if you want to go see his son, follow him.
Yes.
You'll see him. You know what I'm saying? His son, his daughter, and his wife. They're all a part of it. They go to premieres. Like, you know, they do stuff. And so I was literally just saying, hey, do you mind helping me with just this idea? He said, yes, do this. Boom, it took off. Now,
that's awesome.
Did I repeat it? No, because that stuff kind of scared me a little, because I was like, whoa, it worked. And that's also a part of like the understanding that like, even though I'm a mindset coach, and even because I'm a mindset coach, I have to still move my mind from places. Like, I have not solved it all. Now, am I more optimistic than the average person? Absolutely. Will I see the silver lining instantly? Yes, because I've trained myself. But do I still have things that like are somewhat causing me anxiety? Yes, until I breathe. You know what I'm saying? Causing me to hesitate. Yes, until I say, you better buck up, Jessica, because this is the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, push past that pause into that power. Like, I still am having to do the same work that I help my clients do, really working through and getting present in the moment so you have the power. Because like you don't have power in the past or in the future. But if you stay here, present, where your feet are, you have the power to take whatever next step you need to, because you're recognizing where you are. So yes, that was a long way of saying yes.
Yes. No, that's dope. I just want to highlight one more time, because I think it's so amazing when things like this happen. When you post something that you're just passionate about, it might not get 1,000, like 4,000, 10,000, 100,000 views, but that is a thing that could get you paid. Like $1,000 video that like maybe 100 comments, like she got to fly around the country and talk about something she was passionate about. What are you waiting for?
Put it up.
To share a similar story, back when I was playing a lot of Apex Legends on PC, I was just doing it because it was fun. Somebody who was watching, who worked at the company, reached out, and while that opportunity didn't go ultimately where I wanted it to, I got to get paid to do commentary with like a professional comment. Like, I wasn't professional. This dude was getting paid to commentate video games, and it was like for fun. Like, they were just like, let's just see where it goes and maybe we'll do something with it. But knowing that I had the ability or somebody saw it in me that I could do that sparked a whole nother set of like perspectives in my head. So again, you never know what opportunities are going to come from you just posting what you love doing. So please post.
Yes. And I would say the more you love it and the more it's like I didn't want anything from that post. Like I
Right.
wasn't connected to this is going to reach a nonprofit call at Choice and then it's going to take me anywhere. Like, it wasn't that. It was like, hey, everybody, and I don't know if you're experiencing this. This is what I'm going through, and this is what I've decided. You want to come with me along the journey? It was like that. It was one of those things.
Yeah.
But at this point, my son was literally learning addition, like 1 + 1 + 1 = 2 plus. We've done multiplication before he even went to school.
Yeah. So y'all are not there. Not to like side segue too much, but my kids during COVID, when COVID was like, I think like 2020, we pulled them out and did virtual school, and we've been doing virtual school ever since because the amount of like one-on-one time that they get from us that they would not get in a public school, like it kind of blows my mind to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna send them back. It's too crazy out there. And I'm not gonna get into it, but you see what they're doing with education right now. So
yeah, it's not about educating, to draw out from within the wisdom and the knowledge. It's not about that. Right. So we, especially in our community, have to be in charge of the minds of the youth. Because at this point, they're not concerned about their minds. They're not even concerned about their bodies. They're like wanting a head count. And that's it. And so it's our job. And that's kind of why I was like, hey, I just feel this way. And it was that kind of release and allowing social media to be a platform for finding comfort and community. That was something else that I think that I've learned, and I am utilizing even more on TikTok, because on Instagram, I started and I was just doing, and I needed some place to put my show and all that type of stuff. It wasn't strategic. There wasn't a method behind it. But on TikTok, I am literally building a community around the idea of self-control.
Yes.
All of the mindset, wellness, everything else goes into the umbrella of self-control, because
heck yeah,
that's it. You can, and that's the only thing we ever have control of, ourselves, how we think, how we move, how we process, how we process anything. That's it. So yes, that is what I am seeing from social media, teaching me about like how it can be utilized, how it can be supportive. Like the social media should be like one of those things that Batman take out his belt, like it should be like a tool that helps you do something, that allows you to, speak your mind, have a place to vent, create new connections and meet new people. Like it should be something that is advantageous to your life.
I love that. You just reminded me. I want everyone to get to the point where they feel like they can turn on their camera, say exactly what they want, exactly how they feel, upload, and then move on with their life. Because essentially that's all we're doing, and that's all it takes. Just post the content.
Yeah, that move on with your life thing is tough, because we have been so results focused as a community. And I think, and what I teach in my Comfy on Camera class, so a lot of times I help people with their confidence and their actual presence on camera, because been there, done that, but what I teach them is the idea that the camera is your best friend and it catches the best of you. And so when you're in that relationship and when you're talking, just assume that the result is you showing up to talk.
Exactly.
If we go past that point, we are now in the world of the uncontrollable, because who knows who's going to like it? Who knows if TikTok's algorithm says this is something to push? You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? But the idea of you showing up and pressing send, that being the result that we can, that's what we can measure. Did we show up today? Yes, we did. That's it.
I love it. I feel like we bodied this question already, but I'm going to call it out specifically for those who listen, who are always like, just give me the advice. I just want the advice. I got you. What type of advice would you give to whoever you want to give it to? I'm going to leave it open up to you. Who do you want to give advice to, and what would it be?
So I want to give my advice to human thinkers. Is that you? Yes.
I love it.
And the reason why I want to give advice to thinkers is because I want my advice to be a reminder. You have control of your thinking. And that is actually the remote control of your life's experience. Think about it. There are tons of news stations, tons of channels, tons of streaming channels right now. That means everything is available at all times. But it's what you tune into that you experience, that you get a tearjerker from, that you have to like take a pause because this is getting real and then play. Like your experience is what you tune into, and our thoughts are the tuning. So when we think something, it's like saying, I'm going to watch this channel today, or I'm going to think about this thing today. And because it's like a remote control, the channel will just come in response to your control, your thinking, because you control your thinking. That is something that you have full control of. You didn't know? You have permission. You have permission, your control. Okay. And since that is the place, just start with thinking good of yourself. When you begin to be able to love you, to think good of you, you'll start noticing the good things around you. Now, mind you, I've had to start from, I am alive today. I am breathing with no pain. My legs do what my brain tell it to do. I got clean clothes. Like there are times when I have to go back to the actual basics. There's food in my refrigerator that I chose and I like, even if it's not like I got flown to today because of this video, because that's a large thing. Like, yay, but big and small, any bit of gratitude in you starts to attract something to be grateful for, because again, your thoughts are the control of this life that we get to experience like a TV channel. So my advice, take control of your remote control. Take control of your thinking and think happy thoughts, because life is so damn good.
Again, sound effects. I'm mad next week. Next week, I'm going to have a goddamn soundboard.
Yep,
Y'all are going to hate me.
I can see it already.
Jessica, thank you for that words of advice. Once you learn, yeah, I agree. Once you learn that you have control over what you think and how what you think informs what you feel and experience through this world, it feels like a cheat code. It feels like a superpower. You get to take over how you experience life. And please take heed to those words of advice. Couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely going to listen to it like 4 or 5 times over.
Yay.
Jessica, we have reached the section of the podcast where I make my guests brag about all the amazing things they're doing. If you don't mind, can you shout out what you're doing, where you're doing it, and how people can get in contact with you?
Yes, I would love to toot my own horn. Toot, toot. So I have 5 major offers that I offer, which I'm super excited about, and a show that I'm going to also talk about. So one of the offers is actually a self-esteem builder, which is our improv group. I love to have improv. I do it at McPhail Studios. We are working on our new calendar, so please watch out for that. It's coming soon. I have an accountability accelerator boot camp. Now that is 8 weeks where we literally talk about self-assurance, self-reliance, and making sure that you are on your own team and are accountable to yourself. I also have a Comfy on camera course. So I have the free masterclass that you can get, the link in my bio, but I also have an 8-week deep dive where we literally take who you are and we learn how to package it as we build your comfort on camera, which I really love, because watching the first introductory videos to like the end, everybody grows so much because you just get comfortable in the practice. I have a TV show that I'm doing on Instagram. It's called Bright Lights Live with Jessica A. Ross. It is a 4-part interview series where we literally do an interview. We do a plug session like this is now. We do an improv game because improv is life. And then we have a live work session because I believe that we should show the work in process. Because a lot of times it's like, here's the end result post, but not how do we get there? What are the questions that we asked to get there? And I am just super excited. And I also do corporate training. So if you happen to work at a company and you have health and wellness days, or you have opportunities for activations, I would love to come in your corporate business, help you with your self-esteem as the employee there, create an atmosphere where we play games, have fun, and then really center on how we can be resources for each other and give our best to the work. So I'm just excited to be here as a mindset coach, creative director, and and a person who believes that your success is inevitable. So I just want to be along for the journey. I'm super excited for this opportunity. Thank you again for having this conversation.
Yeah.
And to all the creators out there, it's okay to be hyphenated as long as you put all your energy into what you're doing when you're doing it. Okay.
Yes. Shout out to all us hyphenated people out there. It's hard to pick what you want to do. You know, you gotta, but that's powerful. Pick what you do when you're doing it. Put your all into it. That's all you need to do. Jessica, wait, before we get to that part, I forgot. I gotta shout my own podcast out.
Please.
Yo, you've been listening to Uploaded and Unfiltered. Again, we are 105 episodes, 106 episodes straight since we started 2 years ago. Consistency brings a lot of stuff, but one thing that I did not realize is just a sense of calmness. I know I have a podcast every week to do. I know what needs to go into it, and we make it happen, and then we push it. And now I'm just now starting to look at the numbers 2 years later, and I got to say I'm pleasantly surprised. We got some things we need to, we got some decisions to make. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
But Jessica, thank you for doing this. This was super dope. I knew it was going to be awesome from the very first TikTok that I saw you doing your thing. I was like, oh yeah, we need to have her on the podcast. So thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
It's such a pleasure. And I'm excited because you're also going to be on mine because this is how Black creators create.
Yep.
They collab.
Yep. Definitely. I would happily do your show, especially improv. I've never done improv, but I've always wanted to. I kind of do it like when I'm live streaming on Twitch. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It can't be that bad, right?
Life is improv and you're already so great at it.
You know what? That's true. Mindset is how you think about things.
There we go.
As always, thank y'all for listening. If you know anybody who can get any benefits from conversations like these and more, please send this information to them. Let them know that we're here to help. We want everyone who is amazing at what they do or who don't know that they're amazing at what they do to get the confidence to actually get out there and start posting content. So with that, I appreciate y'all. And as always, protect your mental, keep creating content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.